So we have to do something special. Like if you want to be great, you're about to ever. Like a dog without a bone, an actor on the road, riders on the store. Right, right. Like a dog without a bone, an actor on the road, riders on the storm. Listening to. Okay, I completed this. This one also. I finished this one. I was in this one. Okay. Understanding categories. In the listening paper, you may be asked to complete a table. The headings in the table tell you the type of information you will hear and need to listen for. They can also help you to follow a talk or conversation. Complete the table below with the correct words from the box. Accommodation. Okay, the first, like, the first column is for accommodation. Okay. Entertainment. Entertainment. Accommodation. Entertainment. 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 Okay. Flat. The, for the first one is flat. Sorry, flat. Uh, cabin. Theater. No, lemonade. Coach. Cinema. Coach. Ferry. Okay, for the second one, transport. Tram. Ferry. For the third one, entertainment. Entertainment. Okay. Picnic. Barbecue. Light the barbecue at least half an hour. Theater. Theater. Coach. Cinema. Cinema. Concert. Okay, that's all. For the fours, food, juice, barbecue, coffee, flatheads or lemonade. Lemonade. Okay. Concert, buffet. No. Coach. What is doing here? Coach. For the fifth one, juice, lemonade, coffee. Okay, let me check the answers. 3.1. Reading skills. What am I doing here? 3.1. For accommodation, flat cabin, tent. Tent, yeah, that's right. Tram ferry coach. Coach, yeah. Theater, cinema, concert. Oh. Picnic. Picnic is here. Oh, okay. Picnic, barbecue, buffet. Juice, lemonade, coffee. Juice, lemonade, coffee. Okay. So to complete the table or set of notes or sentence, you need to write words that you hear in the recording. You will be told how many words to write. Listen to an extract from a conversation and answer the question below. Complete the sentence below with no more than one word and or a number. The expo will be useful because there will be more than experts there. More than one word or and a number. 12.
Recording 12.
Hi, I'm interested in buying a ticket for the Small Business Expo next week, but I'm not sure it will be useful for me.
Well, this year we wanted to focus on computer skills. So, as well as representatives from 400 small businesses, we've invited over 250 specialists in that area.
Oh, well, that should be interesting.
250. 250. Computer 250. Computer. I didn't hear that. Computer.
Recording 12.
Hi, I'm interested in buying a ticket for the Small Business Expo next week, but I'm not sure it will be useful for me.
Well, this year we wanted to focus on computer skills. So, as well as representatives from 400 small businesses, we've invited over 250 specialists in that area.
Oh, well, that should be interesting.
Computer. Now look at the question, look at the answers that different candidates wrote. Take the correct answer. Why are the other answers incorrect? Are the other answers 250 50. 50. They were written 5T. That's incorrect. It's 50. 50. 50. Okay. 250 computers. That's in plural. Sorry. 250 computer. Okay, that's 250 computers. That's singular form. Our 250 computers. There are three, like two words and one number. That's why we can't take it. 250 computer experts. Also, there are two words. Over 250 experts. That say 250 computer. 250 computer. That's correct. Two hundred fifty. That's incorrect because we should add 250 computer. Okay. Computer. 250 computer. Can we? Oh yeah. Okay. Recognizing paraphrase. Identifying this. Okay. Pay attention to the number of words you need to write. No more than two words mean that you may need to write one word or two words. No more than one word and or a number means that if you write two words or more, then your answer will be wrong. Each of the following is an example of one word and or a number. 16th June. 3 books. 6, 11, 12, 24 cats. Okay, I gotcha. Recognizing paraphrase. It's okay. For today, that's the end of listening part. So we should. No, wait. Should know a stay. Okay, writing page 91. 91. Okay. Okay, academic writing task 1. Comparing and contrasting graphs and tables. Okay, in this unit you will practice avoiding repetition, comparing and contrasting data, describing changes in numbers, grammatical range and accuracy, describing numbers of figures accurately, avoiding repetition, as well as task achievement. Another criterion the examiner will use is called lexical resource. This assesses the accuracy and range of the vocabulary you use. To display a wide range of vocabulary, you must make sure not to simply repeat your own words or the words from the question. A good way to avoid repetition is to use synonyms. Which words A to F could be used to replace their underlined words in sentence 1 to 6. There was a sharp decrease in sales between 2007 and 2010. Decrease versus dropped. Okay. The figures fell steadily over the next 10 years. Stay. Okay. Fell. Drop. Information indicates rise. Right, decrease, reduction. Wait. Dropped. That's reduction. Third, is it predicted that the numbers will begin to increase from 2025? Rise. Fourth, it's predicted that the numbers will remain the same for the next 10 years. Stay. 4/5. The charts indicate information. So let me check the answers. Writing skills. Okay. Reduction. F. Dropped. D. Rise. E. Stay. A. Indicate. D. Information. C. So let me check. F, D, E, A, B, C. F, D, A, B, C. Okay, that's all correct. Now indicate. Okay, I will underline. Predicted. I know all those things. Okay, all the stuff. You need to write an introductory statement for your description. For this, it's particularly important to use your own words instead of copying words and phrases directly from the question. You can do this by using a synonym of the words in the question. Synonym. Changing the form of a word. Changing a verb into a noun. Look at this extract from Writing Task 1 questions and candidates' introductory statements. Replace the underlined words in the candidates' answers with a suitable phrase from the box to improve the range of vocabulary. Okay. Underlined. The graph shows traffic growth in the Netherlands between 1960 and 2010. The graph indicates the change in the number of vehicles on the road. The number of vehicles on the road in the Netherlands from 1960 and to 2010. It's numbered the letter D. The bar chart shows the sporting preferences of 100 adults, boys and girls in Manchester. The bar chart tells us the sporting preferences of 100 adults, boys and girls in Manchester. That's B because a group of people of a range of ages. There's a sentence adults, boys, and girls. That means that it's a range of ages. we're looking at. The graph shows the number of students that have attended the college since 1980 and their different nationalities. From the graph, we can see the number of students that have attended the college since 1980, as well as their different nationalities. Preferred. Okay. It's F and B. F and B. So the second one, the number of that have attended. How many students? A and E. They're different nationalities. Okay. The two pie charts show the average household expenditure in the US in 1900s and in 2000s. The pie chart reveals the average household expenditure in the US in 1900s and 2000s. The average household expenditure. A, B, C, E, F, only G. How much people spend? Okay, 4G. Okay. Okay. DFB. DFB. AEC. AEC. Okay, that's all correct. That's all correct. Expenditure. 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 Preference. Preference. Traffic in Netherlands. Budget preference. Okay, now attended nationalities. Which household expenditure. Okay, look at the candidate statement again. Which other examples or paraphrase can you find? Okay. Shows in the question. Tells us we can see. Okay, comparing and contrasting data. Comparing and contrasting data. So, be my man. Comparing and contrasting data. Okay, second, comparing and contrasting data. Test tip, remember that to achieve a high score for writing task 1, you need to select and report on the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Comparing and contrasting data. When you are describing a chart or graph, you are actually describing the patterns in the data. Pattern. Before you begin to write, spend 1 or 2 minutes noticing the different features of the visual information. Look at the writing task and answer the questions. The bar chart below shows the net worth of the UK from 2000 to 2010 according to three different sectors: UK total, households, businesses, governments. What does the figure on the left measure? Why does the number 1000 appear twice? Which set of figures shows what is happening in the country as a whole? What does the figures on the left measure? Left. Okay. That measures how much billions were how much billion اگه how much billions بلدم یا how many billions بلدم how many billion pounds were spent in every year? Okay. What does the number 1000 appear twice? Because there is a negative 1000, and that means they took from they get to plus. The net worth of three different sectors in the UK in billions of British pounds. One has a positive value above the line and one has a negative value below the line. The UK total. The UK total. Okay, so to help identify the patterns, you need to look for the peaks, high points, and troughs, low points. Periods when the figures remain steady show little or no change. Periods when the figures fluctuate show a lot of change. Okay, a new word. Troughs. You also need to notice which different figures you can compare. Show that they are similar, and contrast. Show that they are different. Okay, peak high point is 20 in 2010. That's households. And troughs. It was 2000s and look at the patterns in the data and answer these questions. Over which span of time did the UK government's wealth remain steady? Steady. What, really? Over which period did its wealth decline? From Rahat. What government? Ah, in which three separate years did business wealth show marked improvement? In which 2 years was the total wealth of the UK worth more than household wealth? In 2003 and 2008. Okay. Okay. Which three sets of data generally followed the same pattern? Which three sets of data generally follow the same pattern? Ah, okay, okay, okay. I got you. Which sector fluctuated the most between 2000s and 2010? Households. Businesses? Ah, okay, okay, okay. That's business. Usually chains occur over time. So to describe these chains accurately, you must use the appropriate tense. creamy like. Okay. Complete the sentence with the most appropriate tense of the verbs in brackets. Appropriate. The figures for UK households. Steady between Dan began to increase began to increase. The figures for UK households remained fairly steady between 2000 and 2002. Then began to increase. By 2007, UK household wealth had risen from 4,500 billion to just under 7,000 billion. Between 2000 and 2007, both the government and household wealth showed positive figures that gradually increased over time. Okay, while both the households and government net wealth dropped significantly in 2008, the government's net worth fell so much that it actually went into negative figures in 2010. Between 2000 and 2010, the total net worth of the UK followed a similar pattern to that one to that of the households and the government followed. Okay. Although the net worth of businesses in the country improved from 2002 to 2002, this trend had last long. Did not last. What? What? Did not last. This trend did not last long and began to worsen. Daddy did again only a year later. From 2005 to 2007, although the rest of the country experienced continued growth, the wealth of businesses returned to the level of 2000s. Improved, was experiencing, returned. The data for the business services community revealed the opposite trend to that of the rest of the country, or at the same time that the wealth of households and the government revealed was growing. And okay, at the same time that the wealth of households and the government was growing, the wealth of businesses declined. Look at the sentence in 2.3 again. Which sentence are describing a pattern of or trend in the sector? Pattern. Pattern. Bro, what the? One and five strand. They talk about trend, and here. Okay, pointing out the similarities in data for two or more sectors. Okay, second, third, fourth, second, and fourth, while both households and government as well as true. Okay, third, contrasting data from two or more sectors. Three, seven, 3, 6, and 7. 3, 6, 7. Okay. Look at this. Study the language. Pattern. 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 Okay. Study the language used in the sentence in 2.3 and make a note of any new vocabulary. Reveal. Okay, we finished here. Grammatical accuracy, describing numbers and figures accurately. And as a criterion, the examiner will use to assess your writing is grammatical range and accuracy. After your introductory sentence and your overview sentence, you need to select relevant data to report on. To do this, you need to be able to accurately describe numbers and figures. Since in your overview sentence, you need to select relevant data to report on. To do this, you need to be able to accurately describe numbers and figures. Read the extract from a description of the bar chart in 2.1. and the underlined information. The chart shows that the maximum net worth of all UK households reached a little over 7,000 billion in 6 of the 10 years. Represented in the chart, UK households were worth approximately 5% to 10% more than UK total for just under a third of this period in the years 2002 to 2004. The UK total was equal to or greater than the total worth of UK households, which information is written as numerical. Which information is written as numerals. Numerals. Okay. Just under 4 million. A little over. Replace the relevant numerals in the following sentence with the correct word from the box. Half of one of the people who attended half. I should write like this, or okay, first is half. They reduced their budget by 1 million 4 years later. %60 of students report using the library in term time only, and okay, a quarter of those use the library at night. A quarter. Okay, a quarter. Quarter. The population rose by a third billion. 3.5 billion. 3.5. Okay, 3.5 billion. Over 50 million planes landed at the airport in the last 7 months. This is an increase of a third. Let me check the answers. $1 billion. Okay. A quarter. 3.5 billion. A third. Okay, the next. A common problem for candidates is in deciding whether or not a noun or a number should have a final s. Complete the sentence with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. There were approximately 300,000 cars, like this. Okay, cars. Current figures show that this has now risen to over 12 million. Hundreds of people travel by plane every year. Millions. Okay, millions. According to the chart, 400 beds. Approximately 40% of all students. Okay. Second, million. Third, millions. 100 beds. 100 beds. And also students. Okay. Another common mistake that candidates make when describing numbers is missing out the preposition or using the wrong one. Choose the correct preposition from the box to complete the sentence below. You may use some prepositions more than once. The increase of car use. For this, of. In car use. Okay, in car use. The table car use was accompanied, admitted. Manufacturing. Okay. The table shows the number of students enrolled at the school between 1960 and 1990. Approximately 70% of women have experienced this as compared to only 30% of men. The figures for train and bicycle use reveal a steady drop in these types of transport. The figures had increased from to over 60% within 5 years. From to. Okay. Study tip: when you are practicing this type of writing, say your answer loud to help you decide whether your language is too repetitive. Do your sentences sound very similar? Think about the sentence structures you have used, as well as the vocabulary. The coherence, how easy your writing is to understand, and cohesion, how the ideas in your answer are connected together of your answer are also assessed in writing task 1. You need to take the time to organize your ideas into paragraphs. You can practice this in units 3, 4, and 6. Thank you for your lesson. So I should write all the fours. First indicate. Let me open. Indicate. Indicate. Be my man. I think it was Dex. Indicate. Okay. Indicate. I'll close this one. Preference. So sorry. Preference. Preference. The next one is expenditure. Çıkım. Expenditure. Copy. Expenditure. So next one, household. Uculik خاندان. Pattern. Pattern. What the heck, bro? Pattern. UK total. Okay. Truth. True. Fluctuate. Fluctuate. Patron. Lost. Worsen. O'g'irlashmoq. Okay, let's fluctuate. Worsen. Worsen add. Okay. Reveal. Tilla ketdi.
Ha?
Tilla ketdi.
Yechim bor.
Nima?
To'lab ishla.
Nah, bro, kinda. Fosh etmoq, buni bilaman. Introductory.
Boshlang'ich, introduction.
Yo, tushundim, просто anusini ko'r.
Turishlar yo'q qilarga bir nima qilib.
Introductory.
Ha?
A little over numeral. Cool. Numeral raqam edi. Nomerdan olingan ekan. A million, a thousand, manufactured. 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 Okay, admitted. Admit. Accompanied. accompanied. And rules. Repetitive. 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 Okay, we're finished here. So the next one is where just top no, bro. 1,000 collocation in use, one less.